Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I would like to talk about the Cepheus constellation because a few days ago, while meditating, I connected deeply with it and its meaning for us right now. So let's dive into it. See, here we have a picture of the Cepheus constellation here and its asterism. It's a constellation of the northern celestial hemisphere and that was named after the king of Ethiopia, Cepheus. Its brightest star is Alderamin, and from here come, for example, the Cephei variable. Although it represents a king, the asterism, as you can see, is, at least for me, is more like a house whose pointed roof is occupied by the star Errai, here, the Gamma Cephei, that is placed at 0 degrees 26 minutes of Gemini, just at the beginning of the sign of Gemini, while the foundation or the roof of the house is in Aries. In reality, is where the sun is now, and in particular where the last solar eclipse happened. So, from the star Cabalfield, that is placed at 4 degrees Aries, to the star OV Cephei at 3 degrees Cancer, the constellation of Cepheus spans Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and enter right into Cancer. The star, it means that as the sun journeys through along all of these signs, we have the influence of Cepheus. In particular, the star Errai, that is the Gamma Cephei, is the second brightest star. Is placed at 0 degrees 26 minutes of Gemini. It's a binary star made of an orange giant and a red dwarf. The orange star has an exoplanet and is placed more or less around 45 light years from Earth. So it means it's really close. In mundane astrology, it's said that when this constellation is rising, it gives austere and grave personality. Even the people under its influence is feared by their severe and moral integrity, authority. It's like its energy is like Saturn and Jupiter, giving authority, a sober mind, making its native judge arbitrators, but also is associated to royalty, and it presaged earthquakes and other earthly events. By the Kabbalists, this constellation is associated with the Hebrew letter Shin and the 22nd tarot trump, the Fool. The Fool is about starting a new path with joy and confidence, and the letter Shin is about movement with direction and intention. It's about the contraries within us and bring them into unit or reconcile them through transmutation and forgiveness while being humble to recognize them. And in this way, we can have peace. For me, here we have another picture of Cepheus with its stars and galactic deep objects that belong to the Cepheus region of the sky. So you can see there are a lot of deep sky objects. And for me, as a house, it's a house where we are now in. And this house is pointing the star Errai, as I said, that will be the next North Pole star. So it's a house with the roof now in Aries, in where the solar is, where the last solar eclipse happened, but the roof is pointing to the next North Pole star. But also this house has a big window that represents the last eclipse gateway. So we can here sit in this house in an austere and grave predisposition for the future, or with hope and joy for the future we can create. The star Rai in Arabic means the shepherd, and this star is just here at the beginning of the Gemini sign, conjunct the asteroid Sedna. Also, both of them, Errai and Sedna, are trying the supergalactic center at 2 degrees of Libra, and also they are conjunct the Pleiades. And to add something more information, this the 0 point in every sign in reality. The 0 point holds all potential to be developed along, in this case, the Gemini journey. It's like, as we can say, the full. We have all the journey ahead. So this star, Errai, will be the next North Pole star around 3,200 years, common era. So in 1,200 years from now, more or less, and will be closer to the northern celestial pole around 4,300 common era. Then, little by little, it will pass the title of North Pole star onto Iota Cephei around 5,200 common era due to the precession of equinox. So you can see that in 1,200 years from now, the precession of equinox will move almost one sign, because the star Polaris, now that is the North Pole star, is seated at 28 degrees of Gemini. But then the next North Pole star is Errai at 0 degrees Gemini. So it means that all these 1,000 years, the precession of the equinox will move almost an entire sign. So it's beautiful to know. Something more. The solar eclipse happened while the sun was journeying the base, the foundation, or the floor of the house, we can say. So it means that the energy of this eclipse, as a gateway to the future of humanity and the planet Earth, extends into a far future for us. Not only is about months or few years, but in reality it has movement, direction given by the Cepheus Constellation, and the energy of this solar eclipse points directly to the star Errai, to the roof of the house. And So it means that its energy have far-reaching implications for us all than we can think right now, because its influence can span for more than 1000 years from now. So it's not a casualty, because now we are living crucial times where we have to decide which kind of road we want to follow, individually and collectively. If we sat down on the floor of the house, staring at the pointed roof, we reach where Sedna is seated. This is a picture of the asteroid Sedna. Sedna is part of the Oort cloud, so the farthest from the sun. The asteroid Sedna, among many things, means our spiritual quest, and now is entering Gemini. Well, she already entered last year, but then began a retrograde motion, and now is direct one more time. And it will be there in Gemini until 2069, where it will enter Cancer. During Gemini is when Sedna will be the closest distance of the sun. So is when it's the, we can say, the speed that it will cross the sign of Gemini will be the quickest in reality. The asteroid Sedna, its solar orbit takes 11,483 years, more or less, to be complete, embracing in this way a whole new beginnings of humanity, a whole new era or eras for humanity. But it's not only about a spiritual quest, because Sedna, it also gives us clarity of perception, free will and choice, be responsible, conscious of the consequences of our decisions, be, as a way of saying, Dharma oriented with a forgiving disposition. But if we deny or block or reject its energy, we can fall into the victim archetype, being abused, deceived, betrayed, although it tends to force us to take deep and unexpected changes in our life in order to take a different route we thought of before. It also demonstrates the need to let go of dependence on others and to find our own strength and power. It honors the divine feminine, the cosmic feminine energies, helping us to dismantling the ego and dive deep and deeper into our own depth. Is considered to be the higher octave of Ceres, the dwarf planet Ceres. So, taking all of these into account, noting that the asteroid Sedna conjunct the next North Pole star, is about questioning ourselves. Which kind of spiritual quest we are entering as a collective? Every spiritual quest means a journey of insight and discovery. And now we have all Gemini sign ahead of us to decide which kind of spiritual quest we want to take. So, which kind of spiritual quest give us Gemini? Gemini is about communication, is about gathering information, is being able to see both faces of ourselves and others. So it's about unmasking the hidden face of humanity, but also it's about siblings and neighbors. Can we see the other person as a sibling, neighbor, or as a stranger or isolated from us? So it's about asking us this question. We prefer to perpetuate this separation, this division between us and the other people, or we prefer to become closer and see them as siblings, as neighbors, but also is about how do we want to gather information and communicate using AI or developing more our magnificent mind's potential. I know that I'm focusing or highlighting uh, also in other videos about that because but is really really important because now we are in this point where humanity is no longer feeling or knowing isolated from the rest of the galaxy, but that we have neighbors, extraterrestrial neighbors, and in some years we will begin to join them, or them they will join us, and we'll begin to interact, work together in some ways. And the AI is a crucial element for that, to choose which kind of extraterrestrial humans and non-humans beings we want to work with, we want to relate with. Because the benevolent ones, there are some that are so advanced that they don't need any kind of AI, of course. Even the less advanced, as a way of saying, the less advanced also doesn't use AI. They use a kind of technology, for example, Arcturians, the Arcturian people that they show me. It was yesterday, I mean. Uh, the Arcturian people, for example, use a blend of quartz crystal that embed or imprint within them, within the quartz, I mean, or the quartz in general, when they want to use them as technology, they use the quartz, although not in a solid form, is more a plasma, but it's not plasma also, but more or less. So they use the quartz and they input them with their own consciousness. So they focus their minds into the quartz and imprint the mineral with the kind of information that they want to become as a technology, as a way, for example, to drive their ships, space ships, for example, or or for other kind of technologies in their own planet. So it means that it's not necessary to use AI to develop technologies, and technologies that also are benevolent for the planet and for of course for us, for all beings, human and non-humans, vegetables, trees, plants, animals. But these kind of developed technologies need a more conscious mind. That's it. So, saying that, because if we highlight and focus more and more into the AI, we'll will take will bend our road toward malevolent beings, or at least not benevolent. Maybe some are neutral, but others are not neutral at all. So it's important to know that, because if we choose to develop more our spirituality, to reconnect more with our minds, then it's about taking a route of mind discovering and delve deeper and deeper into our minds, healing them, restoring them, as a way to use them for our highest benefit, but also for the highest benefit of all beings here on Earth and in the galaxy. And in this way, express our full potential as humans, because we also have, as a way of saying, mind DNA or mind strands of DNA that until now we haven't developed, but now, from now on, we are able to begin to develop more and more. For another hand, as Sedna is conjunct the star Errai, and until May 2026, they both will be conjunct. It means that what we decide now uh, is where we will go, and this decision will be our next North Pole that will guide us for many years. But also the supergalactic center uh, is trying the star Errai, the asteroid Sedna. The supergalactic center is where we are called to become diplomatic, to become humble, and also compassionate with ourselves and others, humans from Earth or from outside, others, humans or non-humans in reality, because it's not about being compassionate only to humans, but also animals, trees, plants, rocks, as a way to enhance our relationship with all living beings. And in this way, being able to share and listen to the other beings, share wisdom, listen their own wisdom and knowledge also. Uh, so the supergalactic center, with all what it means, is influencing the energy of the Sedna Errai conjunction. For another hand, there's more, because I said the Pleiades are conjunct the star Errai, the asteroid Sedna. The Pleiades are a cluster of stars uh, around 144 light years from Earth, and it's an open cluster of 1,000 stars, more or less, although from all of them, 7 is the well-known. This cluster of stars is young. It means that the stars that are within it are young stars formed within the last 100 million of years, more or less, in comparison of, for example, 5 billion years of our sun. And its essence is like a maiden, a young woman, plenty of energy and creativity, plenty of hope and projects for the future. Their energy, the energy of the Pleiades, stimulate new projects, the joy of having our future ahead of us, also the curiosity to explore and discover our abilities and how to put them into service. So it fits perfectly of what we have commented until now, and reinforcing our spiritual quest and our next journey towards our home. So imagine all these energies working together, stimulating us to take a new journey or new journeys ahead of us with hope, but also awakening more and more our creativity, awakening and fighting, as a way of saying, our minds, so we'll be able to not only connect our minds with the cosmic mind, but be one. That our mind is not longer only a small mind, a rational mind, but this mind is rational, intuitive, concrete, but also well connected to the cosmic mind, well connected to our soul, and in this way our soul can be well incarnated or inhabited within our bodies, and our soul will be well experienced and manifested, uh, because our lower minds is our lower mind is prepared or is well connected to the soul, to the cosmic mind. It's like being one in reality. And as a way of closing this video, I would like to share with you a definition of home of planet that I like. I read it in a book about Arcturians in reality, a book that its title is We the Arcturians. So, as I said, that now our next journey is toward our home. What and where is home for us? We know that home in reality is within our hearts, but also we can extend the meaning of home to the planet where we live. Here, now, the planet Earth, or another one if we choose to. So, planet is a symbol that means home, a place of one consciousness, is also a vibrational state transferred into a planet for those beings that reside in that planet or in that living being. So in reality, planet is a state of consciousness that is transferred to the 3D or the physical planet, to and to all living beings on it and in it, as a way to recreate and transform its consciousness. Thus, it means that a living and ever-changing place, a planet, where our consciousness is able to merge with the planet's soul, with its realities and multidimensionality, because really this planet and other planets also, this planet is multidimensional. So it means much more than we can figure out, because it means that it has a lot of portals, vortices, and gateways within it that can help us to travel to other perspective of the planet, other realities of the planet. Also, a planet is the highest place of consciousness for each individual to journey and move to a place of safety and security. A planet is a place, a quote, place that supports our learning and where we must master a path towards the primordial source, towards the heart. So, a planet is a place that supports our journey toward our heart. And we have to ask, this planet supports our journey? And at the same time is about, if planet means home, what can I do for my home, this planet? And in this way, how can I do to reach the highest level of consciousness possible from now on? And now, yeah, I close the video. So have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.